healed you. And the fact that you're still here and still breathing, then it means one thing. It's not over yet. Let's be honest for a moment. You started this year with the plans, and with goals, and with promises you made quietly to yourself. Maybe you said, this year will be different, and this year I'll change my life. And now here you are. Some goals unfinished, and some habits you couldn't keep, and some versions of yourself that never showed up the way you hoped they would. And in the silence, there's a voice in your head that keeps repeating one word: you are failed. But listen to me carefully. Closing a year strong has nothing to do with trophies, numbers, or achievements on paper. It has everything to do with how you finish mentally. Because the mindset you end this year with is the mindset you carry into the next year. And if you carry regret, self-hate, or disappointment forward, next year starts heavy before it even begins. But if you finish this year with clarity, honesty, and strength, even after mistakes, you start the next chapter lighter, wiser, and more focused. So, if you're willing to stay with me for the next few minutes, I'll show you how to close this year strong, even if it didn't go the way you planned, even if it felt like a failure. Because sometimes, the strongest endings come from the hardest years. Stop calling it failure. Here's the first mistake most of the people make. They treat the year like a scoreboard: wins, losses, success, failure. But life isn't a football match. There's no final whistle that decides your worth. See, what most people call failure is often just unfinished growth. Think about it for a moment. Did you learn something this year? Did something fall apart and push you to see the truth more clearly? So, that's not failure, that's feedback. Because failure only exists when you stop learning, and when you stop reflecting, and stop caring. And if you're watching this right now, you didn't quit. You're still searching, and still thinking, and still wanting more from yourself. So before you move forward, do this one thing in your mind. Rename this year. Not the year I failed, but the year I saw the truth. The truth about your discipline, environment, habits, and your mindset. And yes, truth can hurt, but truth also frees you. Because once you see clearly, you finally know what needs to change. See, most of the people end the year stuck in one of two toxic mindsets: denial, next year will magically be different, or self-hate, I'm lazy and I always mess things up. But both are traps, because denial blocks your growth, and self-hate destroys your confidence. But strong people choose a third path. They accept reality, and without the emotion. They say, this is where I am, and this is what I did, and this is what I didn't do. So, no drama, no excuses, and no stories. Because acceptance is power. You can't change what you refuse to look at. So ask yourself, what did I avoid this year? And where did I choose comfort over progress? And don't judge the answers, just observe them. Because the moment you see the pattern clearly, you gain the power to break it. You don't need a new year. Here's a harsh truth most of the people avoid. The calendar isn't your problem. You don't fail because it wasn't your year. And you fail because you keep trying to build a new life with the same identity, same habits, and same reactions. And then you expect different results. So that's not hope. That's self-deception. So if you really want to end this year strong, mentally and emotionally, don't ask, what goals should I set? Ask something deeper. Who do I need to stop being? Maybe you need to stop being the person who waits for motivation, or the person who starts strong and disappears, or the person who overthinks but never acts, or the person who quits the moment it gets uncomfortable. Because identity always comes before the results. And the most powerful way to close this year isn't motivation. It's a decision about who you are no longer available to be, not next year and not January. Start right now. Forgive yourself. See, you cannot move forward while dragging guilt behind you. Because guilt feels like responsibility, but it's not. It doesn't fix the past, and it only poisons for the future. Maybe you wasted time, or maybe you trusted the wrong people, but it's okay. Because you're a human being. But here's the rule. You don't get to punish yourself forever for lessons you've already learned. That's not accountability. That's self-sabotage. Forgiveness is not about forgetting. Forgiveness is about accept the cost of that mistake you made and learn from it and move forward, wiser, not weaker. So close this year by dropping the emotional baggage, not because you don't care, but because you care enough to keep going. End the year with proof. And this is where Most motivational talks lie to you. They tell you, get ready, and plan big, and write your goals. But strong endings don't come from planning. They come from proof. Before this year ends, you don't need to change your whole life, and you don't need a massive reset, but you need one small win that proves something to yourself, not to Instagram, and not to the friends, and not to the world, but to you. It could be waking up early for 7 days in a row, and finishing one book, and going to the gym consistently for 2 weeks, then cleaning your space and keeping it clean, and journaling every night no matter what. Just one small action, non-negotiable, and no excuses? Because confidence isn't built from big dreams. It's built from kept promises. And end this year knowing, I said I would do this and I did. That one feeling, that quiet self-respect, is what carries momentum into the next chapter of your life. Detach your worth from the outcome. See, one of the most powerful mental shifts you can make right now is this. Your worth is not tied to how fast you're progressing. See, some people bloom early, and some bloom late, and some bloom only after life crushes them first. That doesn't make you behind. It makes you human, because you're not on the wrong path. You're just on a different timeline. And one more thing, comparison weakens the mind. There will always be someone ahead of you, and there will always be someone who looks like they've figured it all out. So let them. Because your job isn't to win their race. Your job is to stay committed to yours. And end this year by choosing self-respect over self-pressure. Work hard and be disciplined, but don't hate yourself into improvement. That's never work. How you end matters more than how you started. See, anyone can start strong, with New Year energy, and with motivation and excitement. But very few people finish strong, and mentally strong people understand one important truth. Momentum is psychological. If you end the year feeling defeated, hopeless, and constantly criticizing yourself, then you don't magically reset on January 1st, but you carry that energy forward. But if you end the year aware, calm, disciplined, and honest with yourself, then you enter the next year grounded and steady. That's why you don't need to rush to move on. Just pause, reflect, and clear the mental noise. Then end the year with intention. Because how you finish this year is how you begin the next year. Let me leave you with this. You didn't fail because you're incapable. You failed because you were learning. And learning is messy and uncomfortable, but it's necessary. The fact that you're still here and still thinking and still searching, then it means your story isn't finished. This year didn't define you. How you respond to it will. So close this year strong, not with fake positivity and not with pressure, but with honesty, discipline, and with the self-respect. So finally, if this message hit you, don't ignore it. Take one action today, just one, that the old version of you would have avoided, because that's how you close this year strong. And that's how you quietly prepare to shock everyone in the next year.